mature contouring class, which is live, happening now. Join us. Who is joining us for the live mature contouring class? Today we are lifting, we are sculpting, and we are defining. Hi everyone, how are you? I hope everyone is excited for this mature contouring class.
I'm really ready for this.
Me too, I'm excited. This has been very much requested, so we are here to serve.
We're here to serve and to learn.
Hi Kelly, hi Felicity, hello everyone. I think there's 16 people that's joined us. I can only see Kelly and Felicity's name right now, but if you're here, give us a wave.
Yeah, say hi.
We need your little support, your big support even. Okay, right. Firstly, my view on contouring is this. I don't believe it's something that you need to do to your whole face unless you're going out for a full night out and you're looking to look really, really kind of chiseled and
Like so photographic, isn't it?
Yes.
Like having a photo done.
However, in this class today, I'm going to be teaching us elements that you can use every day if you want to give yourself higher cheekbones, if you want to give yourself a more defined jawline, if you want to give yourself a slimmer nose, more lifted eyes, and even take down the expanse of forehead.
Your forehead, yeah.
Now, you could put all of these elements together to create one fully contoured look for, you might like to do that every day, or you can learn one element and apply it to your makeup every day, and it will make a difference to your look.
Yeah, I like that. It's not going to be difficult.
No.
Lovely.
Okay, the other thing we're going to do in this lesson is, because I'm very aware that not everyone owns a contour palette, I'm going to be using this one. Now, if you want to see any of the products that I'm using in this class, I have linked the products above or below, but really I want to make this class work with your makeup at home, with hopefully what you already own, so you don't have to go and shop.
Yes, everyone can give it a go.
Everyone can give it a go. So that means I'm doing contour on this side, but I'm going to use a bronzer on this side because more of you might have a bronzer than a contour palette.
Yeah.
But as I said, if you want to see the products we're using in this class, links are above or below. Okay, so
I'm ready.
We're ready. So the first thing we need to know is if you're on this side, we're going to do the contour. Now, a contour shade is different to a bronze shade in the sense of it has more grey in it. So it's much more of an ashy tone, because contour is designed to create shadow on our faces. Now, shadow has a grey tone to it, so you'll always find the contour to be more grey toned. Now, a bronzer, on the other hand, is a lot more warmer toned. You can see, can't you, like the difference? Grey toned, warmer toned. However, if you're using bronzer like I show you, you can still get a really good contoured look with that. So I just want to make this as accessible as possible for you at home. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a contour, and we're going to take a brush like this. This one's got a really lovely slant.
Yeah, makes
However, if you don't, you probably might not have a brush like this. So if you don't, then get a brush, or any brush that's not too big. A brush that would be too big would be something with a head like that.
You've got less control if it's really big.
Well, you've got too much surface area, and
Yeah.
the whole point of contouring is really being quite specific with where we want to contour. Now, I'm just going to see if I'm going to press this little thing
You can do
here,
this.
and I'm going to see if I can add the links to what I'm using as I do it. Can I do this?
You can. I believe in you and your technology brain.
Oh, Katie, help me find the brush.
Yeah,
there
that's
it is. Show. Okay. I might never do that again. This is the brush. Okay. So the other thing to remember is when we want something to recede backwards, we need to make it darker. When we want something to receive upwards, lifted and outwards, we want to make it lighter. Now you might be thinking, well, how is that in terms of makeup? Well, let me tell thee.
Please.
If you want your cheekbones to look higher and more lifted, then we're going to make just the cheekbone slightly look darker and more hollow, but we're going to make the top of the cheekbone look higher.
I suppose it's like when you suck your cheeks and it's naturally darker, isn't
yeah.
it?
So you can see if I go like this, naturally shaded.
And you look really pretty.
Okay, so let's go in. Firstly, you're going to take your contour shade. Don't worry, I'm going to do the other side of the bronzer so you can do it at home. You're going to make sure that you have your brush fully loaded, but you're going to tap off. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to find your cheekbone. Now, you can do that very easily because you can feel where your cheekbone is. You take your finger and you can roll it, you can find the dent. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to place the contour shade, which is a darker shade, from this part of our ear, the top of our ear, and we're going to go slightly down to just the corner of our eye here. So that part there. We don't want to take it any further in.
So it's not onto your actual apple of your cheek?
No, we're not taking it onto the apple. We're just going from here to here. And I like to take the colour and start at the back. A lot of people start here and go this way. I'm starting here and going that way. And the reason being is I want more depth of colour here, because the more depth of colour we have at the sides and corners of our face, the more it gives us that kind of sculpted
and more natural, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's more natural because naturally it's more shaded around here. Okay, so let's go in, Katie.
Okay, I'm ready.
And you want to hold the brush lightly because you want to build up this colour. We're not going to suck in our cheeks, we're just going to follow where our cheekbone is. Now the trick is you don't want to get the colour past your cheekbone, so you want it really pretty much in a little strip, and then we're going to blend. If you need a bit of extra help, you can put your finger here as a barrier and just simply go like this, and that acts as a little template for you. Dust from the back forward like that. Can you see? I've done it. I've already created, you see how easy that was? I've already created contour. Now if you look from this side to this side, quite flat contour, and I haven't even blended it yet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to put a bit more on just so you guys can see it. Then you're going to, with a microfiber cloth as your best friend, you're going to dust off what was on your brush, because you're then going to blend. And to blend it, you want to just fuzz the edges. You don't want to fuzz the middle, you're going to fuzz the edges.
Are you just going round in little circles?
No, we're fuzzing, so we're going like that.
Okay.
So it's like a little fuzzing. Apologies if I don't look at you and I'm looking in the camera. It's because the camera is my mirror.
Multitasking.
Okay, so there you have. Now I might want to, I'm going to build it up a bit more just so you can see a little bit more on camera.
It's really natural looking though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Okay, now what we're going to do is on the other side, using our bronzer, we're going to do the exact same thing, because I want to show you how you can use your bronzer in the same way if you don't have a contour palette. So choose a bronzer that is maybe just slightly darker than what you'd normally go for, because you want to create a bit more of a shadow.
So same again, you putting it all over?
Yeah, all over, tap off, find where your cheekbone is. You can even roll your finger, you know, you get that little dent there. Hold your finger there, so it's going to be your little marker, and then you're going to sweep down. Now what you'll see, the difference is this is a lot more warmer. Actually, this is a lot more pigmented, so this is, I'm just going to blend it now. I'm going to dust off. I must say it's probably got a little bit wrong.
Oh, have I done wrong?
No, you've done right.
Oh, good.
I put too much on my brush, but I want to show you. It's important that you can see that when you make a mistake, how you can fix it. So what I will do is I will just give it an extra blend, just to really get it looking natural. And I might even ask Tash would you be kind enough to see if we've got any loose translucent powder in the makeup kit? So I'm going to show you when you make a mistake at home how you can quickly fix it. So you can see, I'm going to give it a good old blend. Now, if like me, Katie, yours looks perfect.
Thank you. I'm a great teacher. Probably because I'm looking in an actual mirror.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my makeup looking at you guys. So if you do like what I do and you put too much on, you've got two options. You can either take your microfiber and delicately blend, or you can take a loose powder, take your powder brush, put it into the loose powder, like this, and then dust over. And what you can see, I've deleted it.
It's easily fixed.
It's
You don't have to
easily
just
fixed, so
start
don't
again.
worry. That's how you can fix it. So I'm going to start again. This time I'm going to put a little bit less on.
Or you could just do it like me, perfect first time.
So a really good tip for if you're like me, you put too much on. If you hold your makeup brush further to the end, you get a lighter touch. If you hold your brush nearer to the bristles, you get a heavier hand.
Oh, thank you, Dash.
So very lightly. Okay. So
It's
that's
fixed though. It looks really
yeah,
good.
it's good. So you can see this is the contour side. This is the bronze side.
It's really
Still
natural.
not perfect on me, that, but forgive me because I'm teaching and not, in
And
real
I'm
life.
learning.
In real life, I'd do it a lot better. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to create a little light on the tops of our cheekbones. Now, if you have a contour palette, you're likely to have with it a lighter shade that goes with it here. Okay, if you don't have a contour palette and you're working with your bronzer, then perhaps you have a foundation or a concealer that is a shade too light for you. You're going to grab that instead. So firstly, with the contour palette, I'm going to go into this light because now we've created shade, we want to create a little bit of light onto the tops of our cheekbones. Okay? In fact, this isn't really picking up on camera, so I might just use the concealer so you can see. So that would be right on the top there.
Just to get that highlight,
Yeah.
I suppose, isn't it?
And you're going to pat and blend that in. Now, it's important to pat and blend. Can you see? It's really lifting my cheekbone. Now, on the other side, I'm going to do the same. Right on the top now. So you know before you were feeling for that ridge, now you're going right on top of that ridge. Give it a good old blend. There you go. Now what I am going to do while you're watching is I'm going to just add in some links so you can see what I'm using. I'll put in the link for the bronzer as well, but again, you can, all of this, you can see above or below.
I think that I don't know, because obviously my eyes aren't good, but I can see that highlighter. I think it looks really pretty.
Yeah, it's just to look natural.
It's very subtle, isn't it?
We don't want this to look like we've really contoured
Yeah.
our face. We just want things to look really, really natural.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give this a little blend with some face powder.
Oh, it has lifted on your cheekbones.
Yeah, very natural, very natural. Okay, what we're going to do next of all is we are going to contour. While we're in this area here, we're going to start contouring our eyes. So this is great if you have a hood or you just want your eyes to look more open and larger.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take an eyeshadow brush. We're going to put it into the darker contour shade. I am going to show you on the other side how to do it with the bronzer as well, just so you have options. Tap off. I'm going to tap off on the back of my hand. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you at home, you would take a handheld mirror, you would look down into the mirror and tilt your chin up so you can see a more surface area of your eye.
Yeah, it's such a good tip.
If you find that too complicated to remember, then you see where your eyelashes hit. That is where you're going to fake a new eye crease, because when our eyes start to hood, So mine have just started. We want to actually go over that little hoodie bit and create a new crease, because my actual crease is here, but when my eyes are natural, then it hoods over.
Forward, you can't see.
So I'm going to look down into my mirror, and if you're unsure, just go to where your lashes hit, and you're going to do a little kind of windscreen wiper effect, and you're going to put that contour shade on that meaty bit of hood. And what that is going to do is that is going to sink back the hood. Now notice when I'm doing my eye makeup, I have my pinky finger resting on my cheek, and this gives really good stabilization. If you're someone that has a shaky hand, that's not confident in doing eyeshadow, this pinky finger will be your best friend.
Yeah, it's much easier to stabilize like that, isn't it?
And then when I get to the end, I'm just going to sweep up and out to give me that lift upwards.
An eyeshadow look without actually using eyeshadow.
Yeah, it's basically like eyeshadow without looking like you've got eyeshadow. I'm going to build it up a little bit of depth just so you can see more of a difference. And then what I'm going to do, if you're someone that loves to wear eyeliner, I'm going to just show you a way that you could define your eyes in a different way without eyeliner using a contour or your bronzer. And for that, you're going to take your eyeshadow brush, dip it into some water.
Ooh.
You're going to tap off so it's just damp, because you don't want it soaking wet. You're going to put it into your contour shade. Don't worry, it's only water, so once your contour shade dries, it'll be fine. And then you're going to just take this and just run it under your lower lash line.
I love this because it really makes your eyes pop.
It really does. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you that lovely definition, but without, I'm using a thinner brush now, without looking too harsh.
Yeah, it's like, again, it's really subtle, but it's just really.
Oh, yours looks lovely, Katie.
Again, thank you. But look, it just gives you a little bit
really
of a.
Nice. Now what you're going to do is, with your lighter concealer, you could take a little Q-tip to do this if you don't have fancy brushes at home. Again, I just want to show you all the ways. I just want to make makeup really accessible to you. So not everyone has fancy brushes, so you could take a Q-tip. And then you just dab this under the arch of your brow, like that. And then with your pinky finger, you'll push in to blend. And what that is going to do, by making your brow bone look lighter, it's going to look higher. And in turn, it's going to make this part, the hooded part, recede backwards more.
Now, I don't want to show off, but I'm really pleased with that.
See? Oh yeah, it's lovely. Oh, it looks really nice.
It's going to look so nice for the doctors later.
So there you go. You can see this eye looks slightly heavier than this eye, very slightly. We don't, we want things to look subtle.
Yeah, you don't want people to think, oh, you've contoured your face.
No,
you just want
we want it to look subtle. So hopefully you can see that. Slightly more lifted. This one looks a bit heavier. So I'm going to show you that same technique using a bronzer. So again, it's useful for you to see so that you really get the technique. So I'm going to go into this bronzer, tap off, and then just where my lashes hit, and that is my meaty bit of the hood. Start from the center where you're recreating that crease and go backwards and forwards. Very lightly, don't press the brush too much into the eye. You want it really delicate. Hold your pinky finger here, give yourself good stabilization. Don't take the colour too far down because that's going to drag the eye downwards. You want to stop just an eyelash before the end of your eye to keep that having that lovely lift, because if you take it too far down, it starts to add a droop.
You don't really need to go very far with it.
No,
it's literally like a little centimetre.
Now I do think the contour looks a bit more like natural.
Yeah, it's a bit softer.
It's a bit softer. However,
still looks nice.
It still looks really nice, and I want you to be able to do this at home if you don't have a contour palette and you just have a bronzer. equally they'll both look nice. And then we'll do the same under our eye. Like so. Then we'll take our little makeshift highlighter, put it under our brow bone there. I'm going to show you another little...
Speeding.
Oh, yes. Oh. Give it a little press to blend. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick you can do on days that you feel tired with your concealer. So you can see bronzer, contour.
Yeah.
Both look nice. Both
Different
look nice.
looks.
Take your concealer, dab in, and then you're going to put a little bit just around your tear duct area here and here. Blend with your pinky finger, and this is just going to make the eye look slightly more open and awake.
Now, you taught me this years ago, and it's made such a difference.
Oh, it really
because
is.
it brightens your whole face up,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
you don't need to always do loads of concealer. Sometimes it's these little tricks like this that make such a difference.
It just gives a little brightening, doesn't it?
Well, looks great, Katie.
Again.
So we've done our eyes, we've done our cheekbones. Coming up, we've got our jaw lines.
Oh yeah, that's the bit.
We've got our nose. We've got a little trick so you know how to create a more pouty looking lip.
Yes, yes.
And we're going to do our foreheads.
Yeah, perfect.
So next up, we're going to do our nose because this is very quick and easy to do, and I've got a great tip for this. Going to use the contour palette for this. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to take a eye pencil or a brush, you know, something that's long and thin.
Could just be a pencil, couldn't it?
It could be, yeah. You're going to take your little contour brush. Going to tap it into your contour shade. Tap off. You're going to take this, middle of your nose like this. This is going to be our template. We want to keep this light and we want to shade here. It's already naturally shaded, but the more shading we do here and the thinner the kind of light is here, the more slimmer our nose is going to look. So we're holding this here and just going pop, 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 pop.
Do you have to make that noise?
Yeah, you have to go pop, 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 pop.
They don't
Here you
teach
go.
you that every day.
And then if it's looking too much, okay, take your brush, dust off, blend it. But don't blend it in, blend it out like that. I put probably a little bit too much in there. Again, if you put too much, get your loose powder, dust it off.
Yeah, easy fix.
Easy fix. Then with your concealer or foundation that's lighter than your skin tone, like 1 or 2 shades lighter, you're just going to take this, you're going to run it down the center of your nose really thinly, give it a blend.
God,
And that's a
really
really
good.
quick and easy nose.
That really is easy,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'm just going to give mine. Mine doesn't look as good as yours, Katie, because I'm doing mine looking in the phone.
Don't blame technology.
There you go. Right, okay. Now, one thing I love when I've done a contour on my cheek is I love to wear a blush on the apple here. Now, I know there's this trend on TikTok and social media where it's all about put your blush here, but when you've contoured and you've created shade here and light here, you do want to, you know, as we mature, we don't want our faces to look too sucked in because we'll look hollow. You know, actually, we'll look more youthful if our cheeks look plumper.
Yeah, I always like something a little.
You
blush
want
on
your
my
cheeks to give your face back that plumpness. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a blush. Now this blush, it looks really scary. Let me link it so you can see.
It's good.
But it's one of our favourites.
This is one of my favourites. And do you know what? I would
Absolutely.
never choose this.
No,
until
it's
you showed
so
it to me.
nice. It is incredible. Let me find it to show it to
There she
you.
is.
There you go.
Perfect.
Right. Okay, so you're going to take the blush, tap off, and a helpful tip, where your iris is, where your pupil is, you're going to go down from there, and from here, you're going to do little circular motion here. Make sure you don't put too much on. So remember, hold your brush from the end. It will give you much lighter touch. And just little swirly motions, because we want to add, and then just blend it just slightly sort of down and out like that.
This is like a magical blush.
It is so nice. It's so natural. It's really that English rosy sort of look.
But it has that really nice iridescence to it. Not sparkly,
Yeah,
it's just
and I
a
think
sheen.
having it just on the apple like that, it just brings, you can see this side has got blush, this side hasn't, and I think this just looks much more natural. And I think when, even if you don't contour, if you have foundation on, I really think it's important to add, you know, colour back to the face, because when the face looks all one colour, you know, if you've got like full coverage foundation on, it looks all one colour, it really does need that extra dimension onto it for it to actually look more natural.
I think especially since I've got older, I definitely need something on my cheeks.
Yes, and so even if you're like, oh, blush might look like more, I'm wearing more makeup, actually blush will make your makeup look more natural.
Yeah, more real.
Because naturally we don't have all the same tone on our face. So adding extra tones and dimensions to our face makes makeup look more natural. I'm going to do the other side with the bronzer. Now, something that you asked me yesterday was, well, can I wear blush and bronzer together?
Oh yeah, because you'd think that you'd have to wear one or the other.
Yeah, and I always, every day I wear bronzer and blush because I will apply my bronzer differently, more around the edges of my face, but I still want that sort of youthful flush of pink to my cheeks, or peach. And remember, when you know, bronzer is adding that warmth and that sort of glow to the face, but you still naturally blush when you're tan.
Yeah.
So
or embarrassed.
Or yes, or shy.
But that, look at how nice it looks.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Oh, Katie, that looks lovely. Well done.
Thanks.
Really good. Okay, so we've done this part of our face. We are now going to sculpt our jawline.
Yes, this is my favourite. This is the bit I want.
Yeah, this is the bit that I do every day, whether it's whether it's this or this. I do this every day because I've certainly noticed my well, it's all
this is what we don't want, but we want more of a sculpt.
Okay, so when we want to sculpt our jawlines, we want to focus on creating shade under our jawlines, not on our jawline, okay? The only time we may want to put a little bit of sculpt on our jawline is when we have a particularly sort of saggy bit.
I've got the little deputy dog cheek.
So if you've got little deputy dogs, okay, let's make them cute, then so for example, Katie, yeah, stay there so I can show on camera. What we're going to do is we're going to shade underneath here and shade down, but then just sort of like 1/2 centimetre, we're just going to shade a little bit on that. It's a tiny, tiny weeny bit, just so we can really get that sculpted look there, okay? So what I might do is turn to the side.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Put this here. Now, firstly, find your jawline, okay? So just how we found our cheekbones, the jawline is here. You want to go under the jawline. So here, you can see a natural shadow here. Look, if you look up, you can see a natural shadow. Do not go above that natural shadow unless you have a little deputy dog that you want to recede backwards, okay? Do not go above this shadow. Okay, so this
I
side.
won't.
I won't, mummy. Now, see how I'm, Katie, one sec. Listen up and listen good. You've automatically gone to go like that.
Wrong.
Not wrong, but I'm going to show you an easier way that will make it look a lot more natural.
Yeah.
Okay, take your shade, dust off, flick downwards.
Oh, interesting.
Because you'll risk, I mean, if you're a professional makeup artist and you're confident in what you're doing, yeah, doing a line and blending out, go for it. But if you're everyday person doing your makeup, you do not want to go and risk having a line there.
No, I did not know this.
Dust down. Okay, I need to get a little bit more on my brush. Really dust down, and it's light flicky motions. And depending on where, like from here, dust it down. Okay, and this is going to look a lot more natural. The more shade we have here, the more sort of tighter the jawline is going to look. Okay?
Well, I've learned something today.
Like that. Now, if you get confident, I'm not going to say do a line, but you can go nearer to that line like that and really fuzz underneath. So you're building up extra depth of colour. You can see that side to that side, building up extra depth of colour, but you really do have to blend this. Otherwise, and I am actually going to say, I think this works best with a contour palette because I think a bronzer would just look too orangey.
How's that looking?
Yeah, good.
Any more blending?
No, the blending looks really good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit, just, you turn here, I'm just going to tighten this up a bit.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ooh, it's like a
Sorry,
teenager.
won't be able to see. So if you've got a little Debbie Dog bit, you're going to take it and just only on that bit.
Only on the bit where it drops. Yeah. Oh yes, that's much nicer. Oh, I like that.
And you'll see, I'm even blending it into the neckline here because you do not want it to look unnatural.
Watch the shirt.
Wash the shirt. Okay. I mean, excuse me, I'm probably not doing it great because I'm...
Well, I think that looks pretty good. Thank you, Mummy. It is all in the blend, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
Creating that shadow. I suppose the more shadow you create and blend it more, it's going to look more natural.
Exactly.
Rather than just a thick line. Well, I'm happy. Look at that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Compared to that.
Very subtle, but you can see.
You really can. Not that I doubted you for a second.
So I've done this side. I'll blend it down a little bit more. That side, haven't.
God, that's so good.
I've done that side, but I've done that side. And a really, really good tip for a lot of us is, as we age, this part of our chin I mean, mine's starting to lose a lot of laxity. Like, it's really going like little pouchy pouch.
You look
that
lovely.
bit. Well, I'm just pointing out for the sake of the video. So what you want to do is get this.
Yeah.
Let's pretend this is a light bulb that's on. Let's turn off the pouchy light bulb.
Oh, that's clever. That's a good
Turn it off. Turn it off, girls. Turn those lights off.
Come on, ladies.
There you go.
I suppose, like what you said, the darker you make it, the more it recedes in.
Blend it down. Can you see? Much better. You've turned that little light bulb off.
That really makes it clear in my head, actually, having a light underneath.
And blend it down. Blend it down. Blend it down, ladies. Keep it up.
Oh, yes.
Better?
That's so good.
I am going to have to do this side because that's annoying me, but I'm not going to do it with the bronzer because I will do it with the bronzer actually because I want you to see.
Please.
I want you to see.
I'm going to do bronzer.
Yeah, do it. Let's see.
Let's give it a go.
You've just got to be... You can't get such a good contour on the jaw with a bronzer, but you can. You just got to be really careful.
Like you say, it's the blend. That is really
it's the blend. Okay, right. We are moving on to foreheads next. Now, you may not want to do this, and remember at the start of this video, if you missed the start, I said I'm teaching you elements of contouring that you can use. You don't have to use these all together. It's you choosing what you want, or perhaps none of it. Okay, so if you have a wide forehead, Katie, you've got a very small forehead, so don't do this.
Because it'll make it more receded.
It will just make it smaller. I've got quite a big forehead.
Massive.
Really massive. So I've got quite a big forehead here. So what I'm going to do is by shading here, I'm going to add a little bit of light, and I'm going to show you a little trick, even if you've got a small forehead, how we can just make in a minute, how we can just add a bit of to our face.
Right, okay, I'm in for that.
So get your contour, and you want to hug the hairline. Okay.
Bit of a fuzz, isn't
Bit
it?
of a fuzz. Okay. Dust off to blend, because you do not want to blend with more product on. I think I've got a bit of bronzer on that, so it looks a bit too warm. But anyway, for the sake of this video, just...
And everybody needs a microfiber cloth in their
Yeah,
life.
they do. Okay, I'm going to do the other side with bronzer, so you can see. Okay, let me give it a little blend with... I think I've done a little bit too much on this side, so I'm going to get my loose powder. Remember, I told you this is your best friend, this is your eraser. I'm going to blend it out. Whenever you put too much makeup on and you want to just diffuse that out, loose powder, dip it in.
Yeah, best friend for sure.
Blend it out. It really, really helps. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our concealer, and you can do this whether you've got a larger forehead like me or you've got a small forehead. This is about bringing light to the face now. So we're going to take our ring fingers. We're going to warm up some product onto our finger. We're going to tap this just here. And then with our pinky finger, we're going to do circular big blends, because we're going to actually add light to the face. This is almost like when you're a makeup artist and you do like studio photography, like if you're doing headshots, the light from the flash really makes the middle of the face glow. So this is, I'm going to teach you how to recreate that beautiful glow just with concealer. But your concealer or your foundation needs to be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone.
Then you can get the actual effect.
So we're going to put a little bit there. We put some down our nose, didn't we? But we're going to put a little bit around the corner of our noses here.
Oh yeah, I get quite a bit of there anyway.
Blend that out. I have to use a mirror for this now. Then we're going to take a little bit, I'm going to put it on our chin. We want to bring our chins forward. When we bring our chins forward, it makes our jawline look more defined.
I suppose it just marries up the whole look as well.
Yeah, and as we get older, bring your chins forward. It makes your jawline look longer and just more defined. Bit on our chins. I'm going to put a touch more down the centre of my nose, just to make it look a bit thinner.
If you're doing it, I'm doing it.
There you go, that looks better. Then, where we did our tear duct with the concealer, I'm just going to put a little bit on the inner corner here. Tap that in. Keep pressing, keep pressing. Now I say keep pressing and tapping because so many of us, when we put concealer on, our first thing is to go, I'm going to wipe it. What you end up doing is actually wiping it all off. So just be patient. Let the product melt into your skin. You will get much better coverage. You'll push it into any fine lines, and you'll notice when I'm applying this concealer, most of us have darkness just here. Most of us have our lovely smile lines here. So you only really need to put the concealer around this part. You don't have to worry about that part. You know, we're only really putting it in the inner corner. It really
brightens the whole face.
Look, you can see, blend it slightly down here. Can you see that concealer is acting like a little beauty spotlight now? Do it on the other side. Look, I'm not going really round here, I'm just going here and I'm pushing and pressing in. And first you do it, you're like, oh, it's too light, but you keep pressing it in, you keep melting it into your skin.
Yeah, it's the perseverance, isn't it? It pays
Yeah.
off.
And you know, if you're doing your makeup in the mornings, put a little podcast on, follow us along on here.
The thing is, once you've got your routine down, you know it doesn't take any time at all, does it?
No. Okay. Right. What we're going to do next, Katie, is I am going to teach you a way to create a little eye lift with your mascara. Now, I know we've already got mascara on, but I'm going to teach you that lift to our eyes. Now, before I do that, I need to share with you this mascara because it is incredible. Katie, if you see where the mascara is,
it's Where's it gone?
I will try and show you. Here it is. Okay, so this is the mascara. Katie, you undo it so people can see it's dual-ended. I'm going to find the link. Come closer into camera so people can see. I'm going to find the link. 1 second.
This mascara is amazing.
Second. And I'm also going to show a lipstick that we're going to be putting on in a minute.
This is good.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm trying to put the links and it's... Excuse the technology.
Excuse.
Okay,
right.
Now, unfortunately, Kate, I've only got one of these.
Oh, you go for it.
Sorry. But the this has my heart. It's a dual-ended mascara. So you can build up and you can lengthen. It's so good. Right, firstly, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to use one end for now for the sake. But when you want to really create that eye lift, you're going to apply a coat of mascara as you regularly would, but you're really going to then go back with a second coat and you're just going to focus in the middle lashes. And by focusing just in the middle lashes, of the top lash, you're going to create lift.
Oh, that's really clever.
Okay.
Oh, you can see that already.
You can see it already. Honestly, this mascara is insane. So good. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom. Just in the middle. Remember, I've already created a coat of lash already. But I'm adding up just in the middle.
It really opens your eyes,
It really
doesn't it?
does. You don't worry about the rest of your lashes because you've done that in the first coat and the second coat. Just focus on those middle lashes. Look how much more open my eye looks.
Yeah, it does.
That's such a great little tip that you can try at home. Let me do my other side. And then, Katie, we are going to use the loveliest lipstick that goes with every single makeup look you have, whether it's a Saturday casual look or a...
I wear mine most days, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's so lovely to wear, and it also makes your lips look a little bit fuller with the liner.
It does, and I'm going to show you, as promised, how you can make your lips look fuller using contour and a lip liner.
I'm in. I'm fully in.
Okay, right, that will do for now. Okay, so firstly, lip liner. Let me show you a way you can use your lip liners at home to make your lips look slightly fuller without going over your natural lip line.
Yes, that's the fear, isn't it? I think people worry about
you don't want to look too... Let me put my hair back, that's better. I feel a bit better. Okay, so this, let me share with you the link because you are going to become obsessed with this when you see it.
It's a good one.
So I'm going to come really close, so apologies, because this is an easy thing to do. If you've never lined your lips before, please line. You will never go back.
You won't.
Never. Do you remember when you never used to line?
No, until you told me to.
Oh,
you must. No, but you showed me this when this came in, and game changer.
So, pinky finger. Remember, this is your best friend. This is like your stabilizer. Okay, we're not going to go over our top lip, but can you see on everyone's lip, they've got a natural kind of white line right on the rim. Okay, you've got your pink line, and then you've almost got like this little top line. What we're going to do is we're going to focus more on that real rim line, okay? Not this line here, this line here. Start from the corner. If you start from here, you will naturally line the pink line. But if you start from the corner, using your pinky finger as your stabilizer, little feathery strokes, it will encourage you your liner to sit more on this very top line here. So let me show you. I'm going to do this side, this technique way, and then the other side I'll do the other technique so you can see the difference.
And there really is a difference. And I like using the little motions because I don't feel like I've got to get a perfect straight line.
Yeah, look, I'm not doing one straight line, I'm feathering. Like so.
I've done mine.
Can you see? Hang on, let me just perfect this in a mirror because I haven't got a mirror here. Okay, already you can see this looks a lot fuller than this.
And just more lifted, doesn't it?
Much more lifted. As we get older, our lips do fall, so to get that lift on our lips is really lovely. Okay, the other side, the same. We're going to go from the corner to the middle, and then on this side, I'm going to show you the traditional way that most people line, so you can really see the difference to this technique.
Nice, just the halfway point.
Okay, on the other side, most people will line their lips like this, going on that pink line. Can you see? Very subtle, but dare I say, this side looks a lot fuller.
Yeah, it really does.
So let's go back and go right on that white line there. And then I'll show you a technique that you can always make sure your lip liner looks natural.
Oh.
So if ever, because not everyone owns loads of lip liners, I appreciate that. As a makeup artist, I've got loads, but you might only have one. But where you can use a lip liner with every single lipstick you own, I will show you. But your lip liner must be, I'd say, at least 1 to 3 shades darker than your natural lip colour for this to really show up. Okay, so what you can do, if you don't have a lip liner that matches your lipstick, but you still want to get this look, take your liners and fill your lips with your liner and then put your lipstick on top. Now what that will do, it will ensure that you don't have a gap of colour between if your liner doesn't match your lipstick. However, with the ones we're using, I have taken the time to actually match them for you. So if you want to see what we're using, there is a link somewhere, and we have I've matched these for you. I've done the hard work for you. Okay, so now we're going to fill. Again, pinky finger, stabilizer. If your lip liner at home isn't so smooth, put a bit of lip balm on first of all.
You could just wear it like that, couldn't you? Because it
you
feels
could
lovely.
do, yeah. Then your lipstick, apply over the top. Now I'm going to show you a way you can make your lips look even fuller. Now once my lipstick's on,
Once I can speak.
I like to take a look at my makeup and think, do I need a bit more balance? For me, I would like a little bit more blush.
Oh.
I like a nice rosy cheek because for me it makes me feel just happy.
Do I need more blush?
No, you look perfect. No.
Thanks.
Okay, stay tuned. I've got a really good tip coming up. Just gonna put a bit more on there. That's it.
Oh, I love that blush. Oh, that's good.
Okay, so let's make our lips look even fuller. What we're going to do for that is we're going to take our concealer that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than our skin tone, take a little bit on our pinky finger, not a lot, that's probably too much, so dab off on the back of your hand. Then in the middle of your lip, dab. But you want to, rather than dab here, you want to go from the meaty bit here. And then with the clean finger, pat either side.
Oh, that looks nice.
Now, go back with your liner, and you're just going to shade either side of where that lightness is. And then what we've done,
Well, I suppose it's adding back depth.
I'm
isn't it?
teaching you to contour your lips. Okay, very subtle. We don't want this to look too obvious, but can you see it's really starting to make those lips look a lot more fuller.
Yeah.
Now let me show you, when you take your contour palette, it doesn't really work so much with a bronzer, this tip, because you really need it to be like an ashy shade colour, you know, very sort of a greyish contour shade, as opposed to bronzer, it's a bit too warm. You're going to take an eyeshadow brush, put it into your contour, okay, and then, right, let me see if I can show you this on camera. You see just where you've got that ledge there? Let me just put a bit of loose powder because I'm actually sweating. You know what? Online. Okay.
Oh, I see. Creating like natural shadow.
enhance the shadow under the bottom lip. And what that will do will make this look more out, because in turn this will just pop out more.
Have I blended enough?
Give your lip liner a bit more of a smudge, that's it. Perfect.
God, that's nice.
Okay, now, where are we going, Katie?
I'm going to the doctor's. Where are you going?
I'm going to clean the house.
The glamour.
The glow, the realism. Okay, stay tuned, because if you're just watching this for the makeup, this is the end of the makeup, but not the end of the live, because coming up, we have my favourite part, which is life tips from Katie. Now, you've told me this life tip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love this, because the life tip that Katie's going to share is going to help us all feel much more organised and less stress for the week ahead.
Yeah.
So each week after our makeup, we share a life tip, and these are tips that we're going to be like, let's all try this together for the next 7 days to see if it helps.
Well, it's the kind of conversation that you and I always have, where I tell you something
Yeah.
I'm doing and you tell me something you're doing, and we just thought we'd involve you guys and see if you would find it interesting as well.
So, okay, Katie, come forward, share away. Share this week's life tip.
Well, I'm hoping this will help you too, but especially everything's so busy, everybody's really, really busy with daily lives. Thank you. Everyone gets really busy, and it's, you know, everyone's the same. So in the evenings, what I've started to do is get ready for bed an hour earlier than I normally would. Now, when I say get ready for bed, what happens is I get so tired, I take my makeup off, brush my teeth, and I just literally flop into bed after doing all my chores and my whole day, you know, that's happened. And then it doesn't set you off for a good sleep, a good night's sleep. So by getting ready an hour earlier, taking my makeup off, it's actually almost giving me time to do a proper skincare routine at night, because who really has the time? But it's a little gift of time that you have before bed. Plus, it gives you a little bit more wind down time. So instead of doing all your busy jobs or using tech, it just gives you a little bit of your brain to rest and get ready for that night's sleep. Not only that, spend at least 5-10 minutes, not a long time, get all your stuff together for the day ahead. Now, it sounds really obvious.
For the next day?
Yeah, so the next day, get out everything you're going to wear, including pants, socks, everything.
So
everything
you would
ready.
get your clothes out for the next day?
Yes, so I know
Right.
I don't have to think, I don't have to look to my wardrobe, what's going to go with what. It's all done. And
Because
it
there's
makes
nothing
such a
worse
difference.
than in the mornings when you're in a rush, searching through your knicker and sock drawer.
That one's got a hole in, they're grey, they should be in the bin.
No one needs to see those.
No one needs to see those.
I hope I don't get in an accident and an ambulance driver has to cut my clothes off.
Just leave me.
Just-
That's why it's very important. It's very important to get all your stuff ready the night before. And it sounds silly, but I
No, it
promise
doesn't.
you, it really does lead to a lot less stress.
Can I share something that I do that helps me feel set up for the next day? I make sure the kitchen is clean before I go to bed.
Yeah, you don't want to come down to
The
that.
dishwasher's sorted, or the washing up's done, everything's put away, the sides are wiped down, because there's nothing worse than when you wake up and you're like, oh, I've got to clean the kitchen.
Yeah, it just starts your day afresh. And the thing is, all these things that we're saying, it's not like, oh, it's rocket science, or it's not obvious. But if you actually put it into practice, you really do feel the benefit.
Something else I do that really helps me sleep, but also minimises stress, is I will have a little notepad by the side of my bed, because usually I go to sleep, my head hits the pillow, and then my head starts worrying. So I just write down any worry I've got, anything I've got to think about the next day, and I put it on the paper so it's out of my head, and then I can just look at that in the morning.
Yeah, it's like physically removing it from your mind,
exactly.
isn't it?
It really helps clear my head. So join us next week, because what we're doing is we're not going to bed an hour earlier. We're just getting ready for bed an hour before we'd normally do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because usually we get too tired and then we're like, oh, I can't be bothered to do all my
That's
skincare.
it, I can't be bothered, I
nice.
just want to go to bed.
Want to go to bed. But so we're actually taking our makeup off an hour earlier. We're putting all our clothes out for the next day, including
Your pants.
your pants. And what else are we doing? We're cleaning the kitchen before we go to bed as well.
Setting ourselves up for success for the next day.
And minimising stress.
Yeah, and we could all
minimising
do a bit
stress.
of minimal stress.
Now, luckily there's only 62 people left watching this.
We love you.
And we love you. Thank you so much. Because what we're going to do now is we want to test something on our phones because we're not very technical minded.
As you may have gathered.
But one of our friends, Deborah, she might even be watching this.
Hi,
Deborah. She wants to join us on a live to teach us and you facial exercises. She is a professional facial exerciser. And she said, I'm going to teach you and all your friends how to tone jawline, cheekbones, hooded eyes with facial exercises. Now, for this to work, we need to work out how we invite Deborah onto the live. Not this one.
Not this one.
But so what we thought we'd do whilst we're live,
you could help us.
Katie, you're going to pretend to be Deborah.
I'm going to pretend to be Deborah and go in the other room.
And then I'm going to work out how I would invite someone onto this.
This
so
could go in the other room.
You go in the other room and pretend you're not with me.
I'm Deborah.
This is where you might want to switch off because this is part of the live that probably no one ever wants to see.
I'm just going to go downstairs.
But we're just doing this because we need to work out how we do this technology for when our friend Deborah comes on and teaches us all facial exercises. Katie, don't shut the door because I need to talk to you.
No, I'll stay here.
Okay, so if I suddenly turn this live off, it's because I've just got so embarrassed that I can't do it, that the shame of it, I'll just have to end not just the live, but probably the company. So hang on, what would I do then? Tash, can you come and help? Tash is coming over. Tash is our lovely brand manager at Beauty in the Boutique. So Tash, I'm thinking if I wanted to invite someone.
Hi.
This is Tash.
Hello.
We love Tash.
Oh.
In fact, we're going to get Tash in more lives because Tash... Come in the camera more, Tash. That's it, right. Okay. So, Katie, I'm just going to tap.
Yeah.
Oh, can you start viewing the live, Katie?
Oh, okay.
And then I can add you.
All right, okay.
And then...
I'll have to start following you first.
Yeah, if you actually follow Beauty in the Boutique, Katie, show a bit of support. And then I can, once you start viewing, I can then add you to it. Because it says allow, again, if you're watching this, 57 people, apologies, this is just
Katie,
us playing around with technology, trying to get something to work for maybe next week or the week after. You're in, are you watching?
Katie, you should be able to request to join.
I'm going to add you, Katie. Don't do anything. I'm going to add you. Send invitation. Okay. It's adding on screen right now. Connection failed. Have you got Wi-Fi on? Try it again. Okay, I'll try it again. Hang on. Tash, what did I press?
Oh, link.
Or did I just tap the screen? Oh.
I think maybe try the link button again.
No, that's the links on there. Hang on. No.
Did you press the people?
Oh, maybe I did.
Oh,
okay. Katie, I'm adding you again. I'm sending you an invitation. It says adding. Let's see if your internet works. Adding. If you've just joined us, you probably just want to switch off because we're just doing a live test of technology because we don't even know how to test if we're not live. This is how basic we are. But you should have Wi-Fi because I'm on Wi-Fi.
You know it's off by the way.
What's off?
Like, there's no sound either.
No, it's not though, because it's on, because it says adding. We're not. Is anyone seeing? I actually hope no one's seeing this right now. Right, is anyone out there? Give us a thumbs up, because if you are out there, I'll be so embarrassed because we're doing this technology test and no one's. Oh God, people are watching. Oh no. Katie, come back here. Come back here. Get Tash to look at your phone to see if your Wi-Fi's on. Come back here. No, people are watching. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Katie, come and save me. No, if you've just tuned in, we're testing out technology because we want to add our friend next week or the week after.
She can't come. To
teach us how to do facial exercises. And to do that, we have to work out how we add someone to this Facebook Live. And if we work, could one of you Google it?
Normally,
just Google
plan this before going live.
Because we thought if we can actually add someone to this live,
it could be amazing.
It could be amazing. You could join with your questions.
This is so good.
We could have guests on. We could actually have people
that would be
join
amazing.
Us. Is it working, Tash?
I've just requested to join your live.
Okay.
Oh, has she?
Send request.
Send request.
What's this? Adding?
No, hang on. No.
Oh, you've just said no.
No, because that was adding you. Hang on.
I'll do it again.
Do it again.
Please don't touch anything.
I'm not touching anything. If we can't add people to this Facebook Live, they will have to physically come in here.
But wouldn't it be nice to have people to actually ask us questions live?
No, I know it. Yeah, but how do we do this?
It work.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Hello, Mark. Are you listening?
How do we work? Meta. Tasha, you asked me.
If you click on the people again, does it come up on there?
Hello, Meta. Could you be better?
What have we got to do, Tash?
If you tap the people, does the request
Right.
come up there?
Oh,
allow viewers. Oh no, because people are approving. Oh my God. Let's just approve. Claire, let's press approve on a Claire. A Claire, not a Claire as what you think. I mean Claire.
Why don't we see if it works here first?
I've done this so many times. Send invitation.
Oh, hang on.
But come and show us what you pressed, Tash, so we know. But what did it come? But you're not in.
Hang on, it's because it's gone to my settings.
Oh, what's it saying in your settings?
Microphone. I've got to turn the microphone on and everything.
Oh.
There we go. That should work.
That should work.
Adding.
Right, saying adding Tash. But on the plus side, the makeup we've just taught you all looks good. If you've just logged in, it's probably just best to just log out and just watch this from the start, because we've actually given really good tips in this video, but this is just our live technology test.
It's like tomorrow's world.
It is like tomorrow's world. The truth be told, while Tash is turning on her microphone,
could you try it again?
Okay, I'm sending a request again.
But
truth be told, Katie and I have built a company by making mistakes. Beauty in the Boutique. We've made many, but we've learned.
Exactly. We started with a pencil and paper.
Katie, we started with a slate, and now we've.
There I am.
I'm adding you. I'm sending you an invitation,
It's coming
Tash.
through live now, Tash. Could you
It's saying
me, Tash? In Studio 2.
Well, there's no way we can do this with a professional because.
I'm professional.
No, we've got to get a facial exercise.
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
plus
Would
why
be
we've got to
embarrassing.
get it done properly so that when she comes in, we won't look fools.
Oh, Deborah, are you watching this? Deborah is the person doing the facial exercise. Tash, this is not working. We couldn't in real life. We could not do this.
We'll Google it.
We could not do this in real life.
We'll Google
but
it.
I am going to go back to the because there is. Hang on. Approve.
Send invitation. Didn't we do this 8 times?
No, we did.
Here we go.
Oh,
yeah, but I had to. You're a facial exerciser. Okay, now let's pretend it's the end of the guest segment.
Okay.
This is what we're planning for, right?
Thank you very much for having me.
thank you so
It's been
much.
great, Helen. When's your book out?
Oh, I'm fully booked for the next few months.
Right, let me remove you. Hang on. Tash,
I can remove
we need to
myself.
Can we do this one more time, Tash, to work out what we did?
Yes.
Because I think this was just luck.
No,
Yeah.
well, it did come up on my screen that you'd requested.
Right, let me turn off. 1 second, dude.
Shut her down.
Change to viewer.
Block user.
Oh no, I can't block
No,
her.
that's me.
Change to viewer. Remove guest. Okay,
Right,
that is what we do.
That's good.
Okay, Tash, I'm going to go in one more time to see if that works.
We'll be more professional this time.
Right, now, do you give us a request?
You gave me the request.
Okay, I'm going to do one more request. I'm going to add you now.
Dr. Tash. Come in, Dr. Tash.
Okay, what's it saying? Luckily, people are switching off now, so we don't have to die of embarrassment doing this live technology test.
Thanks for staying.
If you've stayed with us, I mean, you are
legends.
You are. We're with you. I mean, you've got our backs. Honestly.
I've also sent you a request.
Okay.
Okay. People.
That's what I needed to work out, though. Do you send us a request, or do we send you?
I think we send them.
Right. I will approve you, Tash, and maybe you've got to send us a request.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. Okay. Let me turn you off one more time, Tash. We need to just work this out. And then you send us a request first of all, so I will not send you a request.
Okie dokie.
1 second.
Did you get that first?
Would you like me to remove myself?
Oh, how remove? Change to viewer. We've got to practice this kind of stuff, because when we get guests on, they're going to they can't have us like this, can they?
They need professionals.
They need professionals.
Okay.
We need to be
now
serious.
request again.
You've requested. Okay. I'm going to go.
Click on the people.
I'm clicking on the people. Your request hasn't come through yet.
Request again.
But someone else is requesting. So after Tash, I'm actually going to approve that person, and we can see who's on the other end. Oh, it'll be like, what's that thing where you just...
what's that thing when you...
Tash, it's not come up. Have you requested?
I've requested 3 times now.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. I'm sorry, but if we get guests in, we're going to have to do it. So they're actually physically going to have to come in.
Yeah, well, or we can just do it the other way when we request Deborah to come in.
Okay, well, I am going to approve. Someone's asked to join. Carolina's asked to join. Carolina. So shall I approve?
Well, yes.
Send invitation.
Very difficult.
Oh, they've ghosted us.
Story of my life.
Okay, right. Well,
right, thank you.
Tash, can you just try it one more time? I'm just determined to make this work. Send a request one more time. This is the last time. This is the last time I ever send you an invite for anything.
Send a request.
Okay, don't press anything. I'm gonna now.
Anything,
But we've got Joanna Brownlee's requested.
oh, everyone's saying, aren't they?
Well, I'm just gonna approve Joanna. Send invitation. Let's see if Joanna will join us. We don't know Joanna. This could be weird. Joanna!
Hi, ladies. Hello.
Hi, Joanna. A Beauty the Boutique live nurse. We've never ever had a guest.
This is so exciting.
Well, I was just watching you, and I just thought I would send through to be helpful. So this is really exciting.
You have been so helpful. Thank you. In return, what can we do for you?
Oh. Well, I've just been on the Masterclass this past week and been learning about kind of like the under eye circles and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've honestly, ladies, I really don't know, because I do follow you an awful lot. So thank you for everything. So you know what would be really helpful, actually? I'm delighted to hear that you're doing something about sculpting, because I'm 51 and I'm a little bit saggy.
Well, you look incredible. Beautiful eyes.
This must be the camera.
Did you see the bit in the class where I showed you the sculpting of the
here?
Did you
see
that?
What
we're going to do?
Refollow.
Yeah, I'll do it again so you can see. But it really is finding I personally probably wouldn't say do it with a bronzer, because I think it's just got too much warmth in it.
Yeah.
But
it's a bit more foolproof, isn't it?
Yeah, what we'll do, Joanna, after, I'm hoping some of our happiness team are watching, because they'll link up with you and I will get them to send you this for free for being such a lovely person.
Oh my
and
first ever guest.
for our first ever guest. So
amazing. Thank you.
We'll get them to send you this one for free, and the colour by Maya. Did you get the colour by Maya with the concealer? I'll get them to send you that as well. So
thanks,
Joanna. What we'll do is Sim, could you message
one of the team,
Emma or whoever's working on happiness, and ask them to go onto the live, get in touch with Joanna and send her a colour by Maya and a contour palette.
Oh,
and then you'll have it at home to follow. So, okay, so I'll just reiterate. So you want to really go into that shade there. Now, the best bit is, for most of us, this lights up. This is our little light bulby bit.
Okay.
Here. Can you see? Right under there. Turn the light bulb off. That's good. Give it a bit of a shade. And when you do, make sure you shade it down here as well.
And you can't blend it enough, can you?
No.
I mean, that's the thing. It's lots of blending.
Okay.
And then most people attempted to do a stripe here.
Which is what I did. It's just wrong.
Well, it wasn't wrong, but I want to teach you an easier way. You've got a natural ridge here. Can you see?
Yeah.
And you've got like a natural shadow, which is good. We want to enhance that shadow there. So go under, then go down, blend it down.
It's just such a
so
natural
you're really
shade.
just enhancing the shadow, because shadows on our jawlines are our best friends, because when this is darker underneath, that looks much more.
I can see that, definitely.
And one other thing I like to do, because truth be told, I mean, I don't contour every day. It's just, I put my makeup on quickly and go to work. But one thing I do love to do when I just feel like I want that extra sort of oomph to my face is I will apply a self-tan. I mean, this is what I do in winter anyway. I put a self-tan on over my face, but then I apply slightly more under my jawline to create more shade, and then I blend the self-tan down. And I'll also put it on my arms. The rest of my body's covered in the winter. So I don't, I mean, probably should do all my body, but, it just... I haven't got time.
No, that's really helpful.
So doing that is just a way that you can get a natural bit of shading so you don't have to do contouring when you do like a little self tan. So I'll do one layer all over my face, my neck, and then with like my tanning glove, I'll go back in. Just as I've shown you with the contour, I will really just put more around there. And then I do think having a concealer that's like, the colour by Maya I'm sending you is like it's like a primer. So it's not essentially a concealer. So I wouldn't say do this trick with that, but it's still, I know you've watched the other live, so I want you to have that one.
I'll watch that. Yeah, definitely.
But having a concealer that's a couple of shades lighter than your skin tone, and just applying that in key areas like here.
It's like studio lighting, isn't it?
Yeah, you're mimicking the studio lighting. So, because when people have, in the old days, and they were doing proper studio lighting, that beauty light, and when that flash went off, it would light kind of really the center of the face, and then around here would be slightly more kind of shaded. So what you're doing is you're recreating that with a lighter concealer. So again, down the nose, you can see just as I do it, it starts to just naturally sort of add contour. So even if you were thinking, I haven't got the time or the inclination to do a full-on contour like I've showed you, you could do the self-tan tip I've said, and then just play around with your concealer, under here. Sorry, Joanna, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking in the camera trying to do my makeup. Sorry, I feel really rude.
No, that was a really useful tip. When you did the, I think it was one of your first ones this week about the doing the, under the eyes. And I had known about the lighter shade before, but actually just watching those tips was really, really helpful. And actually, I did. And the good news was I'd actually ordered something a lighter shade by mistake when I hadn't gone to a counter. So I actually did have something in that I could play around with, which was really helpful.
Good.
And I agree as well, you know, having the stuff that you have for winter and stuff that you have for summer is you kind of keep it, don't you? And you can just mix and just play around on the back of your hand.
What? You've obviously watched a lot of our tutorials, because that's so much about what I'm a big fan of, is that often, you know, we're tempted to go for the same foundation shade, you know, from all through seasons. But unless you're someone that doesn't have their face in the sun and consistently one colour, you know, you do, and also in the summer you do tend to want to look just a little bit warmer.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So having, you know, if ever you've got like a wrong shade of something, you know, as long as it's not too much of a wrong shade, you can either mix it with a moisturizer to make it more sheer, and then it can look more like a lovely skin, like moisturizer, skin tinted moisturizer, or you can mix something that's too light, that's too dark together. You know, like you can be your own makeup artist with your own makeup. It's really about just seeing yourself as a little makeup scientist.
Do you know what? I think most people have stuff in their makeup bag that is the wrong shade or the wrong colour. It's like lipsticks, it's too dark, too light. If you just play around with them and mix them, you can come up with your own personal lipstick or colour.
I love mixing lipsticks together.
You always do.
I love mixing lipsticks together. And a great tip you could do, Joanna, with your concealer that you got from your shop that was too light, or the foundation, whatever it was that you bought, you can get a lipstick that's slightly too dark that perhaps you're not wearing anymore, and you can put a little bit of that foundation in the lipstick, mix it on the back of your hand, and then apply it, and you've then created your own lipstick shade.
Soft,
so you could just, you know,
is fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
It is all fun. And another really useful thing that you did do this week, it was one of the masterclasses about not mattifying your cheeks. So you know, when you were just kind of saying to create the, you know, get your, you know, your face base and everything on, and I'm lucky my skin isn't too greasy, but what I did find really helpful when I did follow your tips, and I just mattified out the T-zone and left my cheeks, and then I was able to just kind of get a little bit of kind of like the colour and the highlight without it being powdery.
That's
I worry about that with having kind of, you know, I worry about kind of getting stuff stuck in the creases and things like that.
That's such a good tip that you mentioned, because I think when your cheeks look glowy, even if the rest of your face is quite matte, because I personally like my face to be quite matte, but I'll always keep my cheeks relatively glowy because it will give me a little bit more lift.
And it looks more natural, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what I'll do in the next live we do, I've got some great tips on how we can minimize the look of fine lines when we put foundation and concealer on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna maybe put that in next week.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, unless we have Deborah doing the facial.
Now we know how to get her on.
I'll be definitely watching that. I think that would be so helpful. It'd be really, because I know like facial yoga and all that kind of thing, which clearly I don't practice, but I do know that it's probably is something that just literally 2 or 3 minutes a day can make such a difference, can't it?
It's got to help, hasn't it?
Well, it's almost like, you know, full disclosure, Katie and I have just started doing exercise for the first time
in about
since birth,
20 years.
And you know, you can say, you know, when you start toning up your stomach and you start seeing, you know, that skin look tauter and more toned, it's the same, it's got to be the same as your muscles in your face. So I'm really, and when you meet Deborah, we met her at a party, didn't we, at Christmas?
She's the kindest soul.
She's such a nice lady, and she's just, I just think everyone will love her.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to benefit from a bit of Deborah.
So I hope you've got some nice plans this weekend.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to Edinburgh this afternoon.
Oh, are you?
You're literally, in about an hour. So we've just got packed up. So I was just finishing a bit of work off, and then thankfully logged on. So I'm really pleased about that. So
can I just say thank you so much for all your support.
Oh,
honestly,
you're welcome.
It means the absolute world, and it's just so lovely
This is so nice.
Meet people, and like we'll definitely do more of this, because it's actually,
we'll be buzzing on this for ages, won't we?
You will be historic at Beauty for the Boutique.
Yes,
we will never ever forget you, just like Marjorie.
So lovely.
So listen, we love you loads.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to talk to you, and thanks for everything that you do. and I will.
Really nice to meet you.
I've just had a message through on Messenger, so somebody's got in touch with me from your team. So I'll get back in touch with them. And yeah, thank you. I'll keep watching you. Yeah, thank you. Bye.